Hey guys, Jeremy here, and if you're going after the perfect cup of espresso, you might want to try a refractometer. Now, this one was sent to me at no charge for this review. It's the Difluid Refractometer, and what a refractometer is something that gauges or tests the extraction ratio of a particular liquid. So in our case, we're going to be looking at the extraction of the espresso from the beans. And what we want is to have a perfect extraction so that we can have the perfect cup of espresso. Now, your perfect cup of espresso is really going to be based on your taste, but this is going to show you on a graph with the app if it is a weak cup of espresso or a weak extraction based on the figures and the numbers that you put in, and figures and numbers like the amount of beans that you put in, type of beans you put in, how long it takes to extract that, and those are the factors that come up with this extraction number. And I'm going to show you all that here in just a moment. But what I have found on mine is that I use 18 grams of beans, and I try to get somewhere between 30 and 40 grams of output. So 18 is going to be, so that's going to be like a 1 to 2 or a 1 to 2.3 or something like that, pretty close. And then I like my extraction to be somewhere around 9%, which is going to give me the ideal cup of espresso. Now, if it's too weak, it's going to show on the graph, and that's going to give you a sour, weak cup. And then if you over extract, you're going to get a strong, bitter cup. And this is going to help you fine tune to get to that place where you really appreciate a great cup of espresso. Now, another thing that you can do is after you have saved that last cup of espresso, you can go into your account and you can look at your records here and see all of your last recordings and where they've all landed. And so it's been a while since I have saved my my last cup of brew, just because I've hit it pretty good. You can see I get really close every time. And so I've just been going with my typical brew. I got a new machine, and so I wanted to see where I was landing, and that right there does not look too bad. We can see the dose, we can see the yield, we can see how long it took to get that yield, and then we end up with, you know what, we need to edit that because that was 27 seconds, wasn't it? So we're going to jump back in here. We're going to edit that to 27, and we're going to look at that result because it will change a little bit, but it didn't change much. So we're going to save that, and then we're going to go back, and you can see it's just moving just a little bit more towards the bitter side, but not much. It's still a good cup of espresso. So you get the refractometer, and then you also get your instruction manual, but you don't necessarily need this. You can just listen to me. We're going to walk you through these steps, plain and simple. You also do get a card here with some QR codes on the back side so that you can download the Difluid app. I'm going to show you that app after we do the extraction and walk through everything, just simply because I'm recording with my phone, and then I'll come back and I'll do a screen record so that you can see everything that I see. Right in here, you do have a travel bag. I'm not going to take that out of there because it's wrapped up really tight. You also get a little cloth here to clean your lens, and make sure that you use something that's going to be a microfiber cloth because you don't want to scratch that. And again, I will also say you want to make sure that you are zeroing this every time you use it, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, on my last refractometer, they didn't give me a spoon, but this is a really nice spoon here, and what you're going to do is you're going to dip through the crema, and you're going to try to pull up your espresso without too much crema in there, and then you're going to put a couple of drops right here on the lens so that it can see how much light is going through that brew, and that's going to give you your extraction ratio. Now, what I have found to be far simpler and far more accurate is a dropper. So your dropper, you can use a couple of drops of water and you can zero that, and then you're able to get through your crema also and dip into your rich black espresso and get a true reading of your extraction. So what we're going to do next is go ahead, we're going to brew a cup of espresso. While we're brewing a cup of espresso, I'm going to show you how to zero your refractometer, and then we're going to do a little bit of testing. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is just power that on. Once it's ready to go, what we're going to do is put a couple of drops of clear water on here to zero it. Then we're going to do a quick press. Then we're going to do a quick press and a long press. So quick and long. And it says that it's zeroing. And once it's zeroed, we're ready to add our espresso to it. So let's finish up this cup and check the extraction. So I always thought that I had a pretty good tasting cup of espresso until I started using the refractometer. After using this, I was able to dial it in. I was able to understand what a sour cup tasted like and what a bitter cup tasted like. And just because it's strong, it doesn't mean that you've nailed it. That might just be a pretty bitter cup and you're just not realizing it. You're going to have to adapt your taste buds and learn what a sour and a bitter cup tastes like, and the refractometer is going to help you dial that in.